Adam is an amazing student, and I believe that I had the honor and the privilege of not only teaching him in my honors freshman composition class and watching him grow as a critical thinker and flourish as a writer, but I also had the absolute pleasure of seeing the educational process take root in him. And for me, as an educator, I oftentimes don't get to see the fruits of that so immediately. And so that was just an absolute delight for me. And it's just kind of a nice thing at the end of the semester to think that, you know, to see the effort that we put out kind of grow and flourish. And so for me, that was just a real pleasure.
All my friends that I graduated high school with, they were all going to universities such as Arizona State and University of Arizona. And I just really sat down and I was talking to my parents about it, and I really wanted to be focused and really be successful as a college student. And then pondering all of my options, I felt like Paradise Valley Community College gave me the best option to succeed as a student, to really be focused, take my studies seriously, while also growing as an individual, still being able to join clubs and meet other people. I feel like Paradise Valley Community College was the best of both worlds. An early challenge that I encountered here at Paradise Valley Community College was trigonometry. I've always been a math person, but trigonometry for some reason wasn't going too well for me. Allison at the Learning Support Center really helped me pass trigonometry. She would recommend tutors for me. I always felt like I was welcome to go to the Learning Support Center, even though I was there on a daily basis and able to utilize the resources that they offered, which helped me pass trigonometry and get over that challenge.
I first met Adam in the Learning Support Center, and he came in and takes advantage of the resources that we have in the Learning Support Center. Not everybody does that because they're afraid. He came in and asked for a book and just sat down, didn't bother anybody, did his homework, but he takes advantage of the Learning Support Center, which is what we want him to do. He's just a bright, shining star.
Before I came to the college, when I was signing up as a freshman, I wasn't too sure who I was. Of course, I knew my name, what I liked, but I couldn't really tell you what I wanted to do, what my purpose was. Since then, I've just grown as an individual to just grow to help people. I wake up in the morning with a sense of purpose. I go to school and I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to interact with other students and learn people by their names.
So I first met Adam when he was referred to me as an orientation leader and Welcome Center ambassador, and immediately was impressed by his positive energy and his enthusiasm. Through that role, he's had such an incredible opportunity to touch not only students' lives, but also all of the faculty and staff that he interacts with. And for me personally, it's made a huge impact just because his enthusiasm is contagious. And I think he epitomizes all that it means to be a learner in terms of being open and receptive to his own learning and growth. And it's really rewarding to see him come full circle and to see him just kind of blossom in that role and make such a difference in the lives of everybody that he interacts with and for our community.
I find purpose every morning waking up and coming here to school and being able to learn about new things that interest me. I found purpose in helping other students, and I've just found purpose in my education and just helping other people and help them succeed.
Adam has shown himself to be a leader amongst the students. He's, like I said before, he's in the honors program. He's one of our student ambassadors. He works in the Welcome Center. He's been a mentor to other students in the men's program. He's helping them with their academics. He's taking them on. He goes to lunch with other students, help them with their homework, things that they need. He's around the whole campus. Everybody knows him. The staff, the employees know him. He's a hard worker. So Adam has been an example to other students of what they can attain and what they can do. We seem to have developed a trust, a real bond, where he's been able to confide in me on some personal matters, and he's taken my advice in some areas, like it or not. He might not agree to everything that I've said. He might have disagreed, but the trust that we have, that I would tell him the truth and be honest with him, that's meant a lot to me, because that's not just a staff, student, employee, a student ID number. That shows a personal development. It's gotten personal to me with Adam, where I know that he trusts me and I trust him to do the right things.
I would just like to say a big thank you to Paradise Valley Community College, their staff, their students. Everyone has been exceptional to me, very friendly, and have just always been willing to give me 150%, go above and beyond, and help me be successful as a student. From when I first was here, from when I first went to the Learning Support Center, Allison was always willing to help me be successful as a student. The counselors always recommending teachers to take, what classes I should take. Just a big thank you to everyone, and just to express my gratitude to Paradise Valley Community College and thanking them for the person that I've become today.
Well, what brought me to community college, or Paradise Valley Community College, was, it originally was not my first choice. I originally wanted to go to ASU, and then my second option was actually SCC, but that didn't work out either. And so I ended up here because it was close to home, and it's obviously a little more affordable than ASU. My initial impression was not the greatest at first, but that was mainly my fault. I hadn't enrolled for classes until like the day before the deadline, so I showed up and the lines were insane, and I kind of had to bounce around a lot, and that was frustrating. But I ended up in the honors office, and I met with Ricky Shannon, and she really helped me out and showed me what I had to do in order to be eligible for the President's Scholarship. And after that, she directed me to Rowdy Duncan, who really helped me figure out what classes I was able to take and what would really help me find my place here.
And when I think about Zach Mihalovich, you know, I think you look at that guy and you see a kid that easily could be overlooked. You know, when you think of homeless student, you might have a lot of like different visions and ideas that would come to your head. And so when Zach would come in, I don't think he fits any of those stereotypes or thoughts. And you know, who's gonna come up and tell you like, oh yeah, by the way, I really don't have parents, I couch surf, I'm legally homeless. And he came to us like about a week or two towards the end of the semester. And thankfully he happened to bump into me, and I happen to be one of the people that asks a lot of questions and try to get a sense of where people are coming from. And I found out that he had this like really dynamic story, but was also just in need of someone that could really find the best in him, believe in him, and give him something solid and dependable to count on. And then once he had that kind of like foundation or thing to push against, he really had the ability to move forward and persevere through difficulty. So when I think about Zach, like I think of someone that could easily have been forgotten or left behind in the system, and that's a great reminder for me to realize that every single person has a story, and you have no idea what that is till you take the moment to ask the question, and just how big of a difference that can make in a student's life. You know, like I can say I completely changed Zach Mihalovich's life. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also just neat to know that that ability rests within me and that we can do that type of thing for someone.
First person that comes to mind that helped me transition here to college was Rowdy Duncan, because he's the one who gave me this entire gigantic packet and told me what classes to sign up for. And he really helped kind of mentor me through especially my first semester, and pretty much ever since. But my first semester, he really helped out with those classes and introduced me to Dr. Cristiano and Dale Heiser, and got me involved in a lot of the extracurricular programs on campus. And then moving into my second semester, that's when he introduced me to Mike Ho, the director of the Student Life office, and they ended up getting me hired as a student worker in that office. And once I got there, that really solidified my place here, because I got to centralize my schooling and my work and my interests all in one place, and that's been the biggest thing that's helped me succeed here.
Zach is a joy to be around. There's a smile about him that just lightens up a room. I know that personally, I've relied on him heavily because he is so dependable and so reliable, and so he's made my job considerably easier. I've known Zach to be able to take on tasks both big and small, and there isn't anything that he's not willing to do. And he does it from a sense of purpose, but also because he really just enjoys the work that we do in student life, being able to support students. So in that way, he's been a great support to me, he's been a great support to the office, and I've really just enjoyed his positive nature and good energy.
The biggest change that I've seen in myself since I got here was I actually care about school. Especially in high school, I had a lot of distractions and things going on at home, and school was definitely a second priority. But through my experiences here at PVCC, I've really been able to prioritize school and realize the value that it has and what it's going to help me do in the future. So I've really got to buckle down, and it's helped me figure out a lot about myself and what my interests are and where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are and how I can put all that together and keep moving forward and find what I really want to do in the future.
Zach was an outstanding student in 2 of my classes, and kind of the role model student that you'd like to have in your courses. And then you hear about his personal story, the information that he doesn't share with everybody, and it makes his accomplishments all the more impactful. So to me, getting to know Zach over the last year or so, he's really been kind of an inspiration, and you know, I hope his peers can see him as a role model. But for me, I like to use those stories in the classroom, and I can share that with other students when they think they've had it rough. Talk a little bit about Zach and his journey and how he's been able to overcome and then give back to the community. So Zach for me has really been an inspiration in my personal life. Professionally, he's the kind of student, if I could have 32 of him in every class, it'd be fantastic.
Well, Zach's story is incredible. I mean, he's had definitely one of the more challenging journeys I've seen out of students, but that never lets him get, it never stops him. He's always going out, and one of the great things about Zach is it doesn't matter if he's having a bad day, because he does everything in his power to make sure the people around him are having a good day.
Mentorship has been huge for me. That's really been the biggest thing that I've been able to take away from PVCC, because without the mentorship that I've received here, I don't know how well I would be really succeeding. Because everyone here really does care about you, and they take their time, and it shows, and it's helped me immensely. The biggest thing that I would have to say is just a giant thank you. Everyone in the honors department, especially student life, all of the instructors that I've had have been incredibly helpful and very flexible when I've had some challenges come up. And I've really learned a lot from all the people that I've had the opportunity to interact with here. So thank you.
One of the things that really struck me most about Megan Alino is she came to us as a student that had already survived cancer. So here I am confronted with this 18, 19-year-old cancer survivor. So someone that's already been through that story, lost all their hair in high school as a young girl. And I'm confronted with the task of helping this person grow, which was really difficult.
And what initially brought me to Paradise Valley Community College was my mom. At first, she had, after she got out of high school, she began at Paradise Valley Community College. Though she never finished, she was one of the people around me that was most adamant about me going to school.
I first met Megan right after she had been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, so a form of cancer. And we were interviewing her for a story that we were doing, and what I remember most about that interview was that Megan had come in for the interview with this beautiful, long, dark hair. And as we're doing the interview, she starts talking about how difficult it was for her to have lost her hair. And I'm just assuming that her hair had grown back. And during the interview, she just rips off the wig. And I thought, this girl's got some serious moxie.
In high school, I was always a student who didn't really care to better myself. I didn't see the importance of education. I didn't see the importance of getting involved in the community. None of that really mattered. And, you know, like most 15-year-old girls, whatever it may be, you know, we're caught up in friends, we're caught up in social events, we're caught up in boys, whatever it may be, but I didn't really care as much as I know I should have. But through coming to Paradise Valley Community College is when I not only started to believe in myself for the first time, but I saw the impacts that I am capable of making. And it just motivates me that much more to continue doing these things I want to continue my education. You know, I want to learn as much as I can in my lifetime. Right now I'm working as an administrative assistant to the Director of Communication at Phoenix Children's Hospital Foundation. So as I'm working there, I work under the Director of Communication. Her name is Sharice Chambers. And as I work under her, I see the significance of her role. I see the impact that she makes on not only the people around her, but the impact that she makes on that hospital and all of the things that she makes possible. And I see that, and that makes me strive to, you know, someday attain a role of that sort.
But I think one of the most important things that Megan brings to this office, but also to me personally, is that she reminds us of why we're doing what we're doing. And that's important. You know, we're not located on the hospital campus, and so when we were, you know, we could see the patients walking around, and, you know, it would kind of remind you of why you're putting in all these hours and why you're working so hard and who you're working for. And Megan reminds us of that every day. I mean, she is someone who has beat this and come out of it, I think, a different person.
Megan's story, Megan's life is a definitive example of bouncing back from trauma. And not only did she bounce back, she survived, and she's thriving. She's thriving at this college. And I think we should take great pride in the fact that all of us at this college, many administrators, many professors, many individuals in the honors program, several individuals in the student services area, several people in student life, had a lot to do with that. She bounced back from trauma, and she's thriving at this college. And again, I think we really have the right to take some pride in saying that we provided those opportunities for her to thrive, to tap into her emotions. So she affected me in many, many ways, and affected several people on this campus.
Something that is underestimated by so many is that we have the ability to make difference. We have the ability to create positive social change. We can make a difference in, if not one person's life. We can raise over $1,000 for Phoenix Children's Hospital like we had done this semester, and these things are so attainable, and it's something that I will continue to do forever. And going into my future, you know, like PVCC has provided endless opportunity for me.
One reason that I want Megan to succeed and go far is because at some point when we experience that trauma, if we have to go to the hospital, who do I want at that hospital? Who do I want in the front office? I want somebody, well, maybe who took my class, somebody that's intelligent, somebody that survived an ordeal like that. I want somebody who's going to be passionate. And Megan is that person. So it's the Megans of the world that I think will really help us. Every single ounce that we invested in Megan, we're going to receive that back tenfold, if not 100-fold.
I just really hope that, you know, faculty and staff, no matter their role, no matter their department, that the significance of their role is priceless. The impact that each of the faculty and staff make on students' lives every day is such an amazing thing. And, you know, whether they know it or not, like, they play such a huge role in the students' developmental process here at PV, and I hope that they know the significance of that. I want to thank all the faculty and staff for their time and commitment in me, because I will be endlessly thankful for that, and I will continue to use everything that I've learned here at PV in my future.